heart's just overflowing right now, so thank you. We're such an amazing company, man. Can't you? Just forget what everybody said. Just, can't you kind of feel it? It's such a good place. This is where you can spend your life. You travel the world with us. Raise your family here, your grandchildren. We're just a wonderful place. There's nowhere like it in the world. Nowhere like it in the world. So hey, it's been an amazing convention, hasn't it? It's, I mean, the speakers, the best I've ever heard here. Speakers I've ever heard. A couple surprises with old Uncle G, that was fun, wasn't it? And it's been an amazing convention. WFG, the best of it you've seen here. I'm so proud of everybody who spoke. Don't you feel like everybody was different, but everybody just kind of kicked in their little way of doing things, just added a little piece to the puzzle to make this a perfect meeting for you. Let's thank all those speakers.
Yes.
And that's, see, what I want you to know is we're looking for leaders. Our strength is what you saw here. See, the rest of the world's so divided right now, isn't it? You turn on a television, my God, what's going on in the world? You come here and we're unified.
Yes.
Our strength is our diversity. You see Latino leaders, Vietnamese leaders, Black leaders, Hispanic. You see, I think Hispanic and Latino is probably similar, but you see men and women, you see Christian and Jews, you see Muslims, you see Hindus. That's our strength, and we're looking for more folks like that. We're looking for, we had our first African American female CEO. Jewish leaders and big leaders and small leaders and straight leaders and gay leaders and all kinds of leaders we want here. We want to represent the world here. So WFG's been magnificent here. Here's the irony. The convention wasn't about WFG. Wasn't about WFG. The whole time, you know what the convention's been about?
You.
It's been about you. Before I came out here, I prayed to my Father in heaven that He would give me some words that would touch you in such a way that the best version of you leaves this building, that whatever the decisions are that you need to make will be made. I've invited Him to be with me during this talk. I want you to know that. And I've invited my guardian higher angels, the people in my life who have passed away. I had a little conversation with them backstage, and I said, please be with me, so that they'd help me give my best to you here today. If you're a person of faith, and it's okay that you're not, but I'd hate for us to have this conversation, me and you, for the next hour or so, and the most important people not be here with you, because this is just me and you. In fact, I hope as I talk, you stop hearing me. If you do this with me, if you just invite your God to join you, this whole arena goes away, and He's sitting there with you right now. He has His hands on you. You can feel Him. If there's someone who's passed away in your life who was that person who always believed in you, woo, since you were a little girl or a little boy, invite them here to join you. And I want you to all sit together. I hope that they whisper words of wisdom in your ear, and strength and faith and belief as we spend this time together. If you're not a person of faith, I hope you'll honor their memory with your thoughts over this next hour. Your why, your little babies that are back home, your grandbabies, the babies you're going to have, ask their spirit just to join you and sit there with you. Hope you can feel them all around you right now. I can. Hope you can feel their hands on you. They love you. They believe in you. They want you to make this happen. They want your life to change. They want you to win for them. This next hour is about you. It's about your destiny, your life, your future, that of your family, and your destiny. Please invite them to be here with you. Can you feel them? Can you see their faces? Picture that person who's passed on, who always believed in you since you were a little girl. You know who I'm talking about, since you were a little boy. They are right here with you. The irony is, your Father in heaven and them are always right here with you. We're just acknowledging it now. And so let's have a great conversation together. See, once and for all, it's really interesting. Once and for all, you could find out what you're capable of. Once and for all, you could find out if you're capable of becoming this man or woman you always dreamed about. Once and for all, you could do this here. I hope right now you're kind of getting those feelings I described the other night, those butterflies, that hope, that fear, like, can I do it? Like that football Friday night feeling before a game, that anticipation. See, what you should feel right now is alive. I hope what WFG makes you feel is alive. See, because life's not worth living without some anticipation, the looking forward to the future, wondering whether you can do it. If WFG gives us anything in our lives, it's not only just hope, it's not only just opportunity, but it's anticipation of what the future could look like, or what our lives could look like, where our families could be someday. And we got some decisions to make this hour, and I want them to help you, help me make them. If you could ever go through this life without ever knowing what you were capable of, if you could walk through this time on earth, never going to the places you're supposed to go, never becoming the person you're supposed to be, never helping the people you were supposed to help, never taking your children around the world and seeing the places you're supposed to see, if you could never go through life without wondering and knowing that, you're in the right place with us. We are the greatest business opportunity in the world today. Amen? Is that right?
Yeah.
See, in your life, you're going to get what you tolerate. Stop tolerating for these people who have believed in you all your life, an inferior life for you. Stop allowing God to bless you and give you all this giftedness and opportunity and settle and tolerate less. For those babies that are sitting here with you, your children and grandchildren, stop being willing to tolerate less for them. Don't tolerate it anymore. Yeah, you got to give it your best, but it starts making a decision that this is over. I don't tolerate this life anymore. Pretty good's not good enough for my family. Pretty good's not good enough for my grandmother. Pretty good's not good enough for my grandpa, my parents, my future children. Pretty good ain't going to get it done for this family. Now, I hope you hear them whispering to you, he's right. You can do this. You're great. You're special. You were born for a reason. I hope you can feel that. Life's going to give you ultimately what you'll fight for. See, how many of you have children? Raise your hands. Me too. I got Max and Bella at home. You ever notice when you go to a Little League game when they were playing their sport, how there's all those kids on the field, but who do you see? You see yours. It's almost like the other kids are barely there. You're like, yeah, they're 2 kids. Where's mine? Right? Don't you do that? Or you go to a play at Christmas time, the Christmas pageant for your daughter or your son, and all the kids are up there singing. Who are you watching sing the whole time? Your little baby. And how much you hope and believe their life is going to be special and great, and you want them to be happy and fulfilled and confident, don't you? Yes?
Yes.
I'm going to give you a secret. Your kids look at you like that. Your children look at you. All they see is you. They don't see the other parents. They don't see the other people. They look at you. They want you to be happy, you to be special, you to live your dreams. They want that for you. In fact, they want it more, because what you do opens the gates for them in their minds to think about what they can do. So you have an even bigger responsibility. You can't tolerate it. See, you can't go to your children and say you can be whatever you want. Because what if they look back at you and say, well, Daddy, if I can be whatever I want, if I can do anything, how come you haven't? How come you and Mommy haven't? You don't want them to think that about you. We've all gotten to an age, haven't we, in our lives where we figured out we love our parents dearly. But we figured out who they are, haven't we? Good, bad, and indifferent. Your children are going to figure out who you are. They're going to grow to an age where they know. Maybe they already have. And you know what? This is your shot to change it. They're always going to love you, but they can be proud of you. Your kids are going to have heroes. Why not that hero be you? At any age you could turn that around. At any time you could turn that around. I want to challenge you to do that. I want this to fill you. I want you to think about it. I want it to move you. I want it to energize you. And when you get weak, when someone quits, when an appointment cancels, when some Yahoo tells you you shouldn't be doing this, and you're not good enough, or there's something better, or whatever they tell you, you remember why you're doing it. I want to sow it into you right now. I want you to know why you're doing this. And it's those people. Life will only give you what you'll fight for. I'm going to tell you a story. I've told it only one other time. This sort of illustrates the point. Kind of. My dad, how many of you have a dad that's kind of a dog? Like he's a dude. And you got dads like that? My dad's an intense dude. Listen, my dad's struggling with another bout of cancer right now. He's not the same guy that I grew up with, but I'm one of those guys. I've seen my dad in a couple scrapes. You know what I'm talking about? How many of you know what I'm talking about? I got one of those dads. My dad's a tough dude. My dad was a hockey player. When I was a little boy, I was little Eddie. I'm Eddie the Third, by the way. My grandfather's Edward, my dad's Edward, I'm Edward. So I was little Eddie, Eddie the Third. Kids at school called me Eddie Spaghetti. That wasn't fun. Say, Eddie Spaghetti, your meatballs are ready. That's what they would say. That's how they teased me.
Eddie Spaghetti.
And the jerk that started this lived right next door to me. Little Ray Ray. This little punk. So, there's little Eddie and there's Ray Ray. Why is he Ray Ray? Because his dad's Big Ray. We lived in Weymouth, Massachusetts at the time. They're wooing, but they wouldn't want to retire there. Let's put it that way. That is not Laguna Beach, is it, everybody? So my house is the same exact house as Ray Ray's. Except you know how track houses are, they just flip them. So it was his house, my house in reverse. So we shared a driveway, their porch, their stairs to their house was here, mine was there. So when they're eating dinner, I could hear all their conversations, they could hear all ours. And Ray Ray's the one who started, Eddie Spaghetti, your meatballs are ready. And I didn't like it. And he used to kind of mess with me. He figured out I was kind of soft. You know, you kind of figure it out, like we were playing football in the street, he kind of whacked me and I wouldn't whack him back. You know those kind of things little kids do to figure it out? He was the stud, I was the weak kid. He figured it out. He was big, I was little Eddie. Literally little Eddie. Really small. And so Ray Ray used to kind of slap me around a little bit. And one day, we got in a little scrape behind the cars in the driveway. And Ray Ray kicked my ass pretty good. Pretty damn good. To the point where I ran away from him crying. Maybe you can relate to this. And I ran into the house, and my mom was on the porch. Oh my gosh, what happened? Mama, Ray Ray, he slapped me, punched me in the face. Oh, come here, sweetheart. Remember? Come here, baby. We're in the kitchen, and she's hugging me. It's okay. He's a bad boy. His daddy's been in jail like 3 times. We're not that kind of family. They're mean, man. He's a bad man. I go, Mommy, he's a bad man. They're bad people. And I can hear. Here comes Big Ed down the hallway. I can hear him. I'm thinking he's going to give me a big hug too, right? What the hell's going on in here? My mom turns around and says, this criminal next door, Ray Ray, has assaulted our son for the 400th time. That's what's going on here. Are you going to do anything about this? And my dad goes, get your hands off him. He goes, get over here. And he gets down at my level and he goes, look at me. You are leaving this house and you are going back over there and you are kicking his ass. Yeah, he always kicks my butt. He said, you don't come back in this house until you kick his ass. My mom, hey, what are you doing? Debbie, stop it. I know what I'm doing here. Don't come back here until you beat him up. You understand me? Huh? Okay, Daddy. And I walk out of the door. And I walk over to their porch, which is like 3 steps from ours. My dad's behind the screen. I see him in the kitchen behind our screen with my mom. My mom's crying. My dad's like, I got this. Right? And I knock on the door, their screen, and Big Ray all tatted up, no shirt on. He's through the screen. What's up, Eddie? He said, Big Ray, my dad says I have to come over here and kick Ray Ray's ass so I can't come home for dinner. So, and Big Ray goes, I like that kind of party. Let's get it. I'm serious. I hear him at the door. Ray Ray! Ray Ray! That's how he did. Ray Ray! Get over here! Little Ray, little bulldog comes running up. Right? He goes, hey, little Eddie wants another piece. And little Ray Ray goes, let's do this. We're walking down his stairs, and I can see my dad in the screen over here. I'm like, oh my God. And I'll never forget this. The 2 cars are there. My dad's Datsun B210 orange hatchback, and his dad's green Pinto flank our estates right there in the driveway. Oil all over the driveway because Big Ray would change everything in the driveway. And we got up there and Big Ray goes, you get there, go. And Ray came at me. And by some force of sheer blessing from God, I got this little dude in a headlock and I'm giving him, my dad used to give me noogies. Remember noogies? So I don't know how to hit him, but I'm noogieing the hell out of this kid's head. There's noogies. I'm ripping the hair off his damn head. I'm choking him. Noogies. I'm not going to scream for my dad. Got him, Dad. Got him, Dad. And so finally, I'm noogieing this kid to death. Literally can't breathe. And so finally, Rachel, get him right. I'm hearing him go, get him right. I'm like, noogies. And I won't let him go. He's trying to squirm. And I'm slapping him in the head. These little boys out there, right? And so finally, I kicked his ass. So, Big Ray stops it. Big Ray pulls us off each other and goes, Ray, you got you. Let's shake his hand. And we shook hands. And I walked home, my dad's like, now get in here, let's make some spaghetti, let's do this, right? So proud of you. So, now I just want to tell you a couple things you need to know. Number one, that taught me life will give you what you'll fight for. That's really the point of the story. Now my mother, who heard me tell this story one of the times, she feels like I should also divulge another set of facts. I don't even know why this is relevant at all, but because my mom asked you, I will just, because this was I'll just tell you, I was 7, Ray was 4. I just want you to know that. For real. It's true. Little 7-year-old kicking a 4-year-old's butt with noodles in the driveway. But hey, listen to me. You all got some Rays in your life.
Yes.
Stuff you make much bigger and more difficult and more powerful than it is that can defeat you. In hindsight, I was damn 7 years old. This kid was practically in diapers still. Of course I could kick his butt, right? So hey, maybe you can relate to that. You got something in your life like that. All right, Mom, you see this on YouTube. I did tell the truth this time, so just so you know. So, how many of you believe in your life that your worst day can become your best day if you turn it around? I don't believe that. That honestly, you know, in a lot of books you read, there's a seed of every adversity, there's a seed of greatness. You've all heard that before, right? But it's actually true. If you were to go back in your life, some of the greatest trials and tribulations, difficulties you've gone through have ended up producing the most beautiful things in your life. Is that true? Yes? All right, I'm going to take you through the worst day of my life. First off, can I get Elmo? Let me first show you this guy right here. I'll zoom, I don't even know how to zoom in, but I'll figure it out. Okay, can you see that guy right there? I carry this in my wallet. I have an American Express card, some cash, and this in my wallet to this day. That's me. Doesn't look like me, does it? That's Eddie Mylett, Chaparral Cougar, 1984. That's my ID from Chaparral Junior High School. Pretty powerful looking dude right there, huh? He'd have gone back to that school and goes, this is going to be a business mogul, whatever Grant Cardone crap said about me up here today. That's me right there. I keep that in my wallet. And I keep that in my wallet to remind me of when my life started to change. It started when I was a Chaparral Cougar on one of the worst days of my life. I've never told this story before because it's embarrassing as hell. You would think the Ray story was worse. This is much worse. So, I loved baseball when I was a kid, but I was really small. Many of you had a love when you were little, whether it was dancing or reading or sport or singing or an instrument or whatever it was. Mine was baseball, but my dad wanted me to play all the sports because it would keep me in shape. My dad's theory as a kid for me was the best ability is availability. You always be available. You always be ready to play. You always show up early. You always show up late. All these things wired into me that worked in business, right? So our team, our basketball team, I played 8th grade basketball. And I was probably a 5'1" white dude, so I had NBA written all over me back in the day, right? And my dad wanted me to get ready for the season. My dad liked to drink back in the day. Big time drinker. He's been sober a long time now, but my dad could drink. So my dad said, hey, 8th grade's coming up, you're playing some basketball because you sucked at football. We don't know where this baseball thing's going. You're playing basketball. I'm like, Dad, I'm not sure genetically, DNA-wise, I'm completely qualified to play basketball long term, but we'll do it. So my dad set a hoop up in the backyard. Except when he set the hoop up, and I practiced every day, I'm telling you, every day this summer going into 8th grade. Except my dad had some drinks, like a lot of drinks the day that he set the hoop up. And he set it up a foot short. Except I never knew that. So I just kept practicing and practicing and practicing on a hoop that was a foot lower than it was supposed to be. So I got a shot you can't even believe from like 9.5-foot hoops, right? So basketball starts, tryouts, only 8 guys try out, so I make the team. But I'm the 8th player. I'm 8. By like 80 spots, I'm 8th. Right? If we could have the ladies play on the team, I'd have not made the team. So, long story short, I don't play the first 6 games. I averaged for the season 0 points and 0 rebounds. Let me explain to you why I averaged 0. I did not score a basket the entire season in 8th grade. We're the championship game against Lorbeer High School. Strep throat runs through our team. That night, I'm so excited because I get to go to my first baseball camp where there's going to be my mom and dad's script and save, and we're going to send me to a baseball camp. First baseball camp in my life. That was my love. That was my sport. And my dad would say, so all I want to do is go to baseball camp. And I went to school that day because I knew if I didn't go to school, my dad wouldn't let me go to baseball camp. And I also that day, I was so excited about it, I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but I was worried about playing baseball. Don't worry about this image. But I was worried that I didn't know how to put my jock strap on correctly. So I went to school that day because baseball camp, my dad was going to make it over. So I had my dad show me how to put the jock. So I have no underwear on. I'm wearing a literal jock strap like our chaps with your butt cheeks hanging out the back. If you ladies don't know what I'm talking about, okay? So it's like not a pretty thing. I wore that under my school clothes that day because of the baseball camp. Anyway, 6th period comes along, it's PE. I don't go to PE because I got strep throat. And my dad calls the school, he says, hey, your mom's telling me you're skipping a basketball game. It's the championship. I'm like, well, Dad, I got strep throat. He goes, you don't get to go to baseball camp if you don't go to the damn finals of the basketball game. The best ability is availability. Can you picture my dad, right? I go, okay, Dad, I'll go. The other 2 guys who are on the team don't go because they got strep. So now there's 5 dudes on the team. Guess who has to play in the championship game? Big guy right here. I put my sweats on. We drive to Lorbeer High School. Packed house. Our school, their school, cheerleaders, the band. I haven't scored all year. I never even really played. Everybody takes off their jumpsuits. I take off my jumpsuit, run out, get into the layup line. I'm in the layup line. It's a little chilly, but I'm still in the layup line. I run in the layup line. I run through, I get my first pass. Boom, break the first layup. I'm running by, I'm hearing everybody laughing. And then my guys are like, oh my God! Hey! And I'm like, what's up? And I look down, and I have my shirt on my children, my shirt on, and my jock strap, and tennis shoes and socks. That's my day. In the layup line. Dead true story. Picture that. Shoes, socks, jock strap, tank top. Break the first layup. And it was like, and I can hear the whole, wow! Everyone's, look at this guy! Oh my God! And so I literally, Coach Lindsay, Ed Lindsay, get over here, and we run, and the whole team makes a circle around me, like, find him some shorts. Who's got some shorts? They find some shorts in the bag, and I put the damn shorts on. Can you imagine the terror of a little boy? The whole school saw it. The whole Chaparral Cougar school saw my ass in a jock strap. So I went the whole game, scored 0 points. I got fouled with 2 seconds left in the game. We're down by 1. I got 2 free throws. I can't get my damn mind off the jock strap horror film that took place about an hour ago. So on top of the jock strap, I airball the first free throw, and I break the second one, and we lose the junior high championship on top of it.
Oh, I thought I was gonna make it.
It was a bad day, man. Bad day. Right? It's like something you would dream about that would literally actually never happen. To this day, you guys, I have nightmares when I'm at the gym. I always check, I always look at it. I swear to you, middle of workouts, I'm like, okay, all right, got it. I'm always afraid. Why do I tell you that story? because I'm about to tell you something that's going to change your life. That night I went to baseball camp. The worst day of my life became one of the best days of my life. People ask me all the time, how do you think you became sort of a relatively confident guy with this great upbringing you had? Because I had a strong dad. And every time in my life that's come along, when there's a mentor that showed up, someone better than me that's ahead, God put him in my life and I took advantage of it. Whether that was Rich Thawley or Tony Robbins or various other people in my life. And this one man altered the direction of my life. I'm going to tell you about it. I went to baseball camp that night. And it was called Angel Country Baseball Camp. And I used to bat like this, with the bat really flat, like this. Kind of just like this. Pitch would come in, boom, the bat was flat. And the reason I did that is my hero for the Angels is a guy named Rod Carew. How many of you know who Rod Carew is? You don't know what many of you know. In fact, let's just play that first video just so you know who Rod Carew is. Show them the pictures of Rod and play that video real quick. Just the first video. I just want you to know who he is first. If you guys can play it back there.
Rod Carew lined, chopped, and butted his way to 3.
I never cried before like I've cried during this journey that I've just been on.
It's a journey that began early one morning almost 2 years ago when Rod Carew was on the golf course all by himself near his home in Southern California.
As I was putting my club back in my bag, I felt like I had an indigestion burn. Then my hands got clammy. And I backed my cart up to the clubhouse, and I'm glad that I was on hole number 1.
What if, Rod, you're on hole number 2, 3, or 9, and this happened?
I'm dead. I'm gone. I hear people say, well, it's my time to go. And I felt the opposite. I felt I still had work to do.
The work he still had to do, Carew says, was working in patient advocacy, something he'd done for 20 years with a focus on sick kids.
Lights on me. They played the wrong video. It's too early. That's all right. You know who Rod Carew is now, at least? Do you know who that is? All right. You guys get ready. You're going to play that again in a minute. Rod Carew is a Hall of Fame baseball player. Played the wrong video. Hall of Fame baseball player, one of the greatest hitters of all time. And I'm in the cage. I'm hitting like this. And behind me, I hear a man say, "Who's the little lefty? Who's the little lefty?" And they go, "Oh, that's little Eddie." And I hear him talking, and I hit another one, line drive up the middle. Line drive up the middle. Now, all I'm thinking about is what had happened to me that day. I'm still wearing the same jockstrap, by the way. Line drive up the middle. Just one of those dream moments, right? And the guy goes, "I like this kid's swing." And I look and I turn to the batting cage, and guess who's standing there? Rod Carew, number 29. And he goes, "Hey, kid, where'd you learn to hit like that?" I said, "Oh my God." I said, "I learned by watching you." He goes, "Let's hit a few more." Then he stood, the great Rod Carew. Stood right there, he goes, "Let's hit a few more." He goes, "I like your swing." He goes, "Flatten the bat out a little bit. Spread your right foot out, open your toe." I'm going, "That's Rod Carew." And he goes, "You're good. You're really good. I think you could be a great player someday." And he didn't stop at that. He said, "In fact, would you like me to work with you?" I went, "Yes." He goes, "Well, here's what I do. When I'm in town on Tuesday nights, they come over to my cages and I work with about 5-6 guys just like you. I'd love to work with you. Can you be there next Tuesday?" "Yes, sir. I can be there." And for the next 5 years of my life, my baseball mentor, my life mentor became Rod Carew. And I'd sit in the batting cage with Rod. I'd sit in the cage with Rod. And he'd tell me exactly what to do, but he goes, "You're out working everybody, buddy. You're going to do something great someday. With your work ethic, you're going to do something great. You're going to be a great college player." Every Tuesday he was in town, every Tuesday for years. And this man took this shy boy who had just had that experience in baseball over the next 5 years, constantly loved on me, constantly told me how great I was, constantly told me he believed it. And because of what a powerful example he was, when you have one of the 5 greatest hitters in the history of baseball tell you you're great, you believe it. And he didn't just make it about baseball, he made it about life and what a good boy I was, and I got good grades, and I treated my parents well. And when I found out about Rod, is he's one of these special souls that I was one of thousands and thousands of children that he took an interest in, which is why when I graduated college, my first job was at a group home working with kids. I wanted to be just like Rod when my baseball career ended. He poured belief into me, confidence. I started to walk different, think different. I thought I was special. The power of mentors in your life who love you and believe in you. And Rod Rod did this over and over and over again. And then many years after I knew Rod, I'm going to Elmo. His little daughter, this is how you sow seeds in your life. See, all these calls you're making, all the phone calls, all the contacts, they don't feel like it's paying off right now. But you're planting seeds like in the parable of the sower. The wind's going to get a few, the rain's going to get a few, the birds are going to get a few. But eventually there's a harvest in a way that you can't even imagine. And Rod, for years, in addition to being this great player, was a better man. And he sowed seeds into kids over and over and over. A wonderful soul. He's from Panama. He wasn't even born here. He's a beautiful man. And then many years after I knew them, his little girl, Michelle, I became very close with. Michelle was a little 5-year-old little girl that used to sit behind the cage with her mama and watch us every week. And when Michelle turned 16, she got leukemia. And she lost her battle with leukemia when she was 16. At the time, it was a national story. This is April 18th, 1996. You're about to get blown away. April 18th, 1996, my great mentor, the man who believed in me, that changed how's a little dude like me end up playing baseball at that level because of that belief. How did I do well in business? Because right after Rod Carew came Rich Thawley and Tony Robbins, these people who believed in me. And so it says Michelle Carew, the daughter of Baseball Hall of Famer Rod Carew, who waged a 7-year battle with leukemia that sparked international outpouring of support and a surge in pool, listen, of potential donors. Died Wednesday morning, she was 18. Their family was destroyed. I want you to watch Rod's quote when it happened. This is 1996, I can't make this up. Although we have lost Michelle, we can take solace in the fact because of her, many lives have already been saved by the increase in marrow transplants performed in the week subsequent to our appeal because of donors. The usually taciturn Carew had pleaded for people across the country, this is 1996, to sign up as potential donors. Donors, remember that word, donors. When his daughter passes away, he turned it into a victory. Worst day of his life became the best day of his life. Donors, sowing seeds, doesn't know when you're going to harvest it. He saw how few African Americans and other minorities were registered for the National Donor Program. Within a few weeks, he began a public awareness campaign after her death. More than 70,000 calls for donors were generated. 2 million increase in donors were made across the country. That's absolutely awesome, said Carew. It's the initiative we've been waiting for. And then it shows you that the hospital's personnel sobbed and exchanged hugs during the news conference. He took the news conference of her death and turned it into a donor drive. After that, he started a foundation called the 29 Foundation after his baseball number. Are you ready for something miraculous? One of the little boys that Rod Carew mentored was a guy named Conrad Rowland. Conrad Rowland was an NFL football player eventually. Rod met him when he was a little boy, the same age when he met me. Conrad was the same age when he met me. And he took an interest in Conrad and believed in him. And Conrad went on to play for the Ravens and other NFL teams. He was in his off season, he was working out at the gym. Rod hadn't seen him in many, many years. He felt a click behind his right eye. He called his brother and said, I think something's wrong. His dad said, we feared it was an aneurysm. Are you ready? It's the little boy that Rod Carew mentored. At the same time that happened, Rod had a massive heart attack on a golf course and nearly died. At the same time, he nearly died. Thank God he was on the first hole and they were able to resuscitate him. And he was left with a few days to live. While Rod was in the hospital, Conrad passed away. Conrad donated a heart. Conrad was 29 years old. That heart saved Rod Carew's life. And he's still alive today. So, just so you know, you can play it, guys. You can play that video now. I want you to take a little look. Worst day of your life can be the best. Plant seeds you don't when they're going to harvest. Invest in people. Believe in people. Wait till you see this. Go ahead, guys. Can you play that video now? I hope.
I never cried before like I've cried during this journey that I've just been on.
It's a journey that began early one morning almost 2 years ago when Rod Carew was on the golf course all by himself near his home in Southern California.
As I was putting my club back in my bag, I felt like I had an indigestion burn. Then my hands got clammy. And I backed my cart up to the clubhouse, and I'm glad that I was on hole number 1.
What if, Rod, you were on hole number 2, 3, or 9, and this happened?
I'm dead. I'm gone. I hear people say, well, it's my time to go. And I felt the opposite. I felt I still had work to do.
The work he still had to do, Carew says, was working in patient advocacy, something he'd done for 20 years with a focus on sick kids. But Carew reached out to a lot of other kids in his community too, like a boy named Conrad Ruland, whom he met by chance one day while visiting a neighborhood school.
He says, I met Rod Carew today. He was so excited, and he's a pro athlete. And I go, yeah, I know, I used to watch him play. And he says, I want to be a pro athlete.
And he did.
He did.
Turns out, years later, Conrad Ruland and Rod Carew would come together again.
He was electric in the bigs. 7-time batting champ, 18-time All-Star.
I always felt like I was healthy until the morning that I had a massive heart attack on the golf course by myself.
That heart attack threatened to strike out 71-year-old Hall of Famer Rod Carew for good. He desperately needed a transplant. Turns out it was another athlete, a 6'6", 270-pound giant of a man, that saved his life. Conrad Ruland played for the Jets and Ravens in the NFL.
He wanted to always help other people, and that's the way he lived his life.
Last Thanksgiving, at just 29, Conrad collapsed from a brain aneurysm and never regained consciousness. It was his mom, Mary, who encouraged him to fill out his organ donor card.
I told the doctors, I said, whoever gets this heart better deserve it because it was a good heart.
In fact, Carew was chosen to be the recipient of Conrad's heart and kidney. His liver and second kidney were donated to others.
The greatest gift we can give is the gift of life.
Today, the Carew and Ruland families gathered as one, urging everyone to get involved in the organ donor program.
Well, I promised that I would take care of Conrad's heart. And whatever journey I take, he's going to be right there with me.
And now, when Conrad's parents listen to Rod Carew's chest,
Welcome home, Conrad.
they know their beloved son's spirit and heart beat on.
I got a phone call from Conrad, and he told me he felt a click behind his left eye, and he started having really intense pain, like throbbing pain in that area.
What did you fear at that point?
An aneurysm, and sure enough, it was what I'd hoped it wouldn't have been.
Conrad Ruland's aneurysm was in a critical area of the brain, and while doctors tried to determine the best course of action, the situation went from bad to worse.
It eventually ruptured after 4 days, and he lost consciousness.
So at that point, Mary, you knew this was not good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I just laid my right ear on his heart, and I just laid there all day, and I listened to his heartbeat, hoping that one day I'd get to hear it again.
He was declared brain dead at that point, and that was the toughest moment of my life.
Just hours later, and just a few miles away, Rod Carew had one of the most joyful moments of his life when he learned there was finally a heart available for him, a heart to save his life.
It was at Conrad's funeral, and a couple of people said, do you think it could be Rod Carew? And I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? I hadn't heard his name since the day Conrad came home and said he's met him, and
So you had no idea?
I had no idea Rod even had a heart condition.
So Mary Ruland called the donor agency and asked one simple, direct question. Did my son's heart go to Rod Carew? The answer, yes.
That same little boy.
Are you telling me the kid that you met dies when he's 29 years old, and he saves number 29?
Yes.
Right, if it was a total stranger, if they flew the heart in from Peoria, Illinois, and gave it to you, it would still be a scientific miracle, and you'd be alive, and thank goodness for all of that. But this was a kid who you touched and influenced.
Came back to save my life. and give me the opportunity to be here.
Is that not unbelievable? Is that not unbelievable? So, the lesson from that is that there's a payoff, and even if there wasn't, you should do it. But the investment of belief in people, sowing seeds of belief, that's what makes you a leader. People say, what makes me a leader? Makes you a leader is your example. What makes you a leader is you investing belief and loving and caring about people. Any one of you in this moment could decide you're going to lead. Because leadership is instilling something in someone that they don't see in themselves. Loving on them, believing them, seeing their giftedness. All of you, I don't care if you're loud or quiet, big here or small here, you could be a leader. The bottom line is you need to decide you want to lead. You need to decide it's worth it. Our company's looking for leaders. Leaders, and it's about your destiny. If you invest in enough people, there's a payoff for your destiny. I'm telling you right now, the more I'm here, the longer I'm here, my heart knows we're a company of destiny. We're a company where dreams come true. We're a company that stands for something. We're a company that changes lives. We're a company where dreams happen for people. You got to believe that. You got to believe you got a destiny. I hope you're hearing those people sitting with you saying, you can do this. You belong here. This is where you belong. This is where you can make it. I want to talk about becoming a leader for a second. You got to feel and know you're going to lead. It's not just going to happen. You have to make it happen. A few things you need to know is, listen, no one's going to do anything for you. A couple rules of being a real leader. You need to take responsibility for your own life. Bringing energy to your team. Leading and recruiting. Leading in leadership. Leading in growth. Nobody owes you anything, but you owe other people everything. That's what a leader does. You take responsibility. You know exactly right now what you're not doing. It would be criminal of you to leave here and say, I don't know what to do. You know exactly what you're afraid of. You know exactly what you've been avoiding. And you got to make a decision to change it. You know exactly what it is. Don't BS anybody. You know what you need to do different. You know the changes you need to make. And if you can do that, you stop kidding yourself, you can win. You can overcome your fear, overcome procrastination, whatever that is. You know exactly what it is. Number two, you got to compete. I agree with what Monty said yesterday. You have to be number one. But dadgummit, you better want to compete to be the best version of you can possibly be. Your desire and will to win is everything. I believe you win with intangibles, with emotion, with energy, with passion. And you got to bring that. You know what we're really looking for right here? We're looking for some dogs, man, some road dogs. We're looking for some people that want to get aggressive. How many road dogs we got out there? You know what I mean? I hear ladies go, sometimes some of the guys go, I don't know if I got a road dog in me. Ladies, let me tell you something. The hardest core road dogs in the world are women. Here's how we know. What if someone messing with your kid at school? You know how you get? You slap the hell out of a little kid if you have to, don't you? Well, guess what, ladies? Listen to me. You're letting the world slap the hell out of your family. And you're not doing anything about it. You're letting life slap the hell out of your kids and you. You're settling for average, aren't you? You're settling for ordinary, aren't you? See, you may not see the slap, but you can feel it. You need to stop letting the world slap your family around. It's time that stops right now. You say, that's the end of this. This family wins now. I'm leading this family. Change happens now. Say yes. You got to get intense. Stop worrying about what everybody thinks about you. You got to get focused. I mean, really, let me prove to you focus. How easy focus is. Do me a favor. Look around the room right now. See if everything you can see that's brown. Just look for brown. Brown, brown, brown. You got to find something that's brown. Brown, 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 brown. Hurry up. See it. See it. See it. You got some brown stuff? See any brown?
Brown.
It's hard to find brown in here, isn't it? Make some crap up. See some brown. Okay, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Do it. Close them. Close them. Tell me everything you see that's blue. Ah. Here's my guess. You saw more brown than blue. Open your eyes back up. Now look around the room and find everything blue in the room. Do you see more blue now?
Yeah.
Because guess what? We get what we're looking for. We filter out everything else in our life. You're going to get what you're looking for even if it doesn't even exist. Even if it's not even there. If you're looking for negatives, if you're looking for setbacks, if you're looking to be looked over, you will find it even though it's not supposed to be there. But if you're looking for victory, for winning, for recruits, for people to change your life, for magic moments, you will find them if you're looking for them. I promise you that's true in life. True? Yeah. Since I met Ron, I've always looked for mentors, always looked for people to to mentor me and grow me, and guess what? I find them because I'm looking for them. I always wanted big-time recruits like the Villalobos or the Charliers or the Olsons or players like that. Once I started looking for them, I found them. They were there all the time. How many of you would love a breakthrough?
Yes.
So I called in a favor. I'm about to change your life in this minute. So get ready. Actually, let me amend that. We are about to change your life in this minute. I'm delivering the message. I ain't changing your life. I'd love to change your life, I just can't. So we brought Uncle G in. Here's what we're real careful of. We don't bring in a lot of guest speakers, because quite frankly, the best speakers in the world are in this company. So we don't load our agenda with a bunch of speakers to fill time because we don't have anybody doing anything. We just can't do that, right? So we select who gets around this organization pretty careful. I've watched Cardona, got to know him now for a long time before I made the nod. Trust me, it's been about 7 years of him chasing. And I love the guy. I think he's awesome. I'm telling you right now, he's the best sales guy in the country. So we're probably going to format something with Grant here going forward. It's going to help you on your sales on a formatted closing system. And I'm excited about that. And by the way, it's a dream come true for Grant too. It's a partnership I'm super excited about putting together. However, having said that, we need an emotional, mental, physical, peak performance breakthrough for you, don't we? We need that. And so I was thinking, do I have any buddies who are good at breakthroughs? Do I have anyone who's good at creating change in people? Is anybody I know like that? Anybody's helped me with that stuff before? And then I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just go interview this dumbass since we talk all the time. So I interviewed him. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to take my financial advice from him. I don't. But my life, my peak performance advice, President of the United States, Oprah Winfrey, business leaders all over the world. There's one human being in this country. There's one human being in this country who is the ultimate in the world, probably the best that's ever lived, that's a living human, and creating breakthroughs for people. And so I called in a little favor. And then Joe wrote a big old check. And I got him a discount. But here's what I want you to know. If you wonder whether we believe in you, whether we want you to win, we poured our heart out at this convention. We want to put the best people around you in your life. What I'm about to unveil for you will be something you could never probably afford right now. It's a $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, $250,000 opportunity. Are any of you interested in potentially being coached by Tony Robbins? You gotta earn it. Now listen to me. I'm about to unveil the mother of all contests and campaigns in the history of this company. Right now. And by the way, you could be in this room and not even have a license and been here a week, and you could find yourself in December in a room with Tony Robbins.
Yes.
So Tony and I are putting together a custom program. It's a whole session just for WFG, just on our business, just for breakthroughs, just for you guys. We don't put just average and ordinary people around you. If you wonder whether people believe in this company, you saw Grant Cardone's reaction to us today. Wait till you hear how Tony feels about this place. Because guess what? One of his good buddies is one of the, I've done okay here. So he kind of knows the deal, right? And so here we go. Get ready. Write this down. Here it comes. The price you pay for losing here is too extreme. You have to carry the burden of failure the rest of your life. You carry that around with you if you fail here. The biggest thing that breaks my heart is you feel the spirit right now, and then when you get back, these dream stealers run into you. And they start to steal your dream, and you quit. You give up. You gotta decide I'm gonna win. You gotta decide that the failure part of carrying failure, you've been exposed to what your life could be. If you fail here, the price is extreme. It's forever. You carry the failure forever. I'm being honest with you. I meet people oftentimes that say, I was in WFG, you really changed my life in this meeting, but. And they put their heads down. They've been carrying it. They carry it. They see these Facebooks and Instagrams and what we're doing. You gotta know you're gonna win. You gotta sell out. Yeah, I'm telling you, you gotta become a sellout. You need to sell out. You need to get obsessed. You got to get relentless. You got to be a road dog. You got to get intense. That's what you got to do. You got to put your head down for a 4 to 6 year window. I don't care if you're brand new or you're one of these front rows. We need 4 to 6 years right now, like the best you ever had. You can feel it from me right now. I've been doing this 25 years. I haven't felt like this in 20. This is going to be the best run we've had. We're playing offense again. We're selling the dream again. You can feel it. We got some swagger at this convention, don't we? Yeah. You can feel it. You see the videos? We need your best. Let's go on a run. See, we're a family. We're a dysfunctional family sometimes, but we're a damn family. We don't always get along, but at the end of the day, we've done something great together. We've made history together. It's so funny we're talking about stuff. There's nothing even remotely, there's not even something even 22% the size of WFG. It's hilarious that somebody you think that there's something like this. My God, this is a behemoth. This is the Lakers, this is the Yankees, this is the Celtics, this is the Dallas Cowboys, this is the Patriots. There's nothing like it in the world. There's some dream stealers. You need to look out for these 4. I don't want them to happen to you. You ready? Say yes. Yes. Dream stealer number 1 that'll take you out of here. Lack of confidence or faith. Lack of belief. It'll steal your dream. You got to know you're going to win. You got to have some faith. These people sitting around you right now, they're whispering to you, you could do this. I believe you. Just like when you were a little boy. Just like when you were a little girl. They've always believed in you. They've always known you're doing something special. They always knew you were great. You need to know it. You need to take that God that's sitting there with you and those precious souls that have passed, that have always believed in you, and you carry them with you everywhere. They're with you anyway. Acknowledge them. If you don't believe that, honor them. Honor God. Honor these people who believed in you with your magnificent life. Honor them. Don't give in to lack of belief, lack of confidence. Don't ever do that again. Don't do it in WFG or out of WFG. You were made to do something great. You're special. You're made in the image of God. Something awesome is supposed to happen for you. And those of you that have made something awesome happen, something even more awesome is supposed to happen for you. Number 2 thing that steals the dream, failure and setbacks. People quitting, chargebacks, flunking the exam. That's all going to happen. Just get ready. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to do something great, you're going to have false start after false start. False start after false start. Get it going, then you don't. Get it going, then you don't. Your group grows, then it shrinks. I'm telling you right now, just know that. You're going to make some money, then you're not. Being an entrepreneur, tons of false starts, tons of setbacks. But see, a guy like me, I knew someone was better than me. There's more talented people than me. Probably more talented than you. But like my dad said, the best ability is availability. You might outwork me for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, but you ain't gonna beat me over a year. You can't outwork me over 2 years. You aren't gonna outwork me over 3 years. I'm gonna get you eventually. I'm a dripping damn faucet. I just keep coming at you. Just like you can be, right? Just like you can. I just keep coming. You might think I'm knocked out, I just keep coming. I'm too damn tough to give up. Most people half-ass half their life all the time. I knew they were going to get tired. They were going to flinch. They were going to get down. They may not quit. They might send a letter of resignation. They quit getting wide. They quit recruiting people. They quit improving themselves. They start sleeping in. They spend all their damn money. I'm not going to do that stuff. I'm going to save money. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to keep getting wide. I'm going to stay relentless, just like you should. Don't give in to that stuff. Don't give in to the fears. Don't give in to the setbacks. You're going to have failure. It's part of the game. Remember the jock strap next time you fail. Remember Ray next time you fail. No, that's a damn Ray right there. Third thing that can steal the dream. Some idiot telling you they're a competitor of ours. Please don't let some crackpot goofball that we fired that's at another company potentially tell you Let me say something to you. For 20 years of my career, there's always some idiot nibbling at our ankles. They're all gone now. Many of them far more qualified than a couple goobers out there right now, trust me. Okay? And it's all the same routine. We're the new WFG. We're going to do it being better. You can be the Ed Mylett of this one. Oh, guess what? Here's a word misspelled in WFG's contract. They're out to get you, buddy. Right? Our comp's 1 point better. Whatever the hell they say to you. Let me tell you something. They don't have leaders. They don't have, you know how hard this is. Have someone running those things that's a complete fool try to lead you. Right? They're dinky, they're small, they exaggerate how big they are, they're lying to you about their success. And any companies that are ever built on trying to pull people from other companies, and all the network marketing world, which we're not, and all these MLM worlds, you know why no one ever stays big? Because they predicate their companies are pulling people from other companies. So guess what? If you run a company by, we're going to go get these companies' people, guess what one of your guys wakes up someday and does? I'm going to go start my company and pull your people, dumbass. Thanks for teaching me how to do that. So they never get big. They never grow. They never amount to anything. And they can steal your dream. Oh, you feel like you learned a secret. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, guess what? This is the real deal on WFG. You didn't know. This is all bullshit, just so you know. Okay? So don't let a competitor steal your dream. Sorry, Joe. I want someone taking your damn dream. Your lack of confidence, your lack of faith, some setbacks, some goober to whatever. Okay, last thing. Guess who steals your dream? Family and friends. Family and friends. Hey, you gave it your best shot. You sure it's not a scam? Yeah, pretty sure. I only watch 1,000 people walking across the stage with rings on, making 100 grand up to millions, and I'm pretty damn sure it's not a scam. Right? I'm pretty damn sure. I'm relatively confident Uncle Larry that as good as you are at due diligence, maybe Pacific Life did a little digging around in Nationwide Treasury. All the largest financial companies in the world think it's totally legit, but your Uncle Larry, he somehow figured out that this isn't legit, right? So don't let that Yahoo steal your dreams. By the way, the reason they hurt you so damn much is because you love them, and they love you. And they're really doing it mainly because they love you and they don't want you to get hurt. Like Grant talked about his mom. My mom does the same stuff. Why don't you slow down, sweetheart? How much is the electric bill on this house? I'm like, Mom. I'm pretty sure I got the electric bill covered on this place. Right? It's your family's job to try to reduce your pain level. Love them, but don't let them steal your dream. It might even be someone you're with. You gotta face them head on. Someone starts trying to take your dream, you need to fire hose their ass. They start dripping on you, listen to me. I had an uncle like that. They start dripping on you and go, hey, shut it. Just so you know, you have no freaking idea what you're talking about. You're wasting your time. You're pissing me off. And if you want to talk to me anymore, don't ever say that to me again. Just do that. Just check it. Just get it done. Okay? Just check it. Here's what you're going to find. The people in life, listen to me. The people in life that win play offense, not defense.
That's right.
Stop backing into everything. Stand up. Bow your back a little bit. Start to walk a little different. Start to be that best version of you. You can do it in your quiet way. You can do it the way you do it. But somehow they got to look at you and go, okay, I won't monkey with that one. Okay? You read a competitor, you recruit them. You get failure, you go get another recruit. You start to lack faith, you talk to these precious souls sitting there with you right now. You push back. You know, by the way, let me give you a secret. You're gonna laugh at this. Why am I telling you this? You know squirrels can't find 74% of the nuts they hide? Is that a fun fact or what? No, I'm serious. These little fools, they can't find 74%. They did a study on it. Is that crazy? Look it up. I'll prove it to you. Check this out. Look at it. I read interesting things. Go to Elmo. This is a breakthrough. This is like a breaking news. This should be on CNN tonight. Now it can be told all about squirrels and nuts. That's what I read on the mark. Now it can be told. And let me tell you, scientists have long thought that gray squirrels, which are far more common to the eastern seaboard than their red cousins, can not only remember where they dug their holes, but also smell the nuts they buried. But they must not be too good at either skill, since studies show they fail to recover 74% of the nuts they buried. Right there. Why does that matter? Because you've been burying your dreams all your damn life. And guess what? You keep thinking you're waiting for the right time. When winter comes, you go find your little acorns, right? You think you're going to find them? Let me tell you something. You keep burying those dreams, the longer you wait, the harder they are to find. It's time you dig those things out right now and find them and put them right in front of you again and go chase them. Say you're with me on that. Jamie said it earlier, I said it, you absolutely can have it all here. You can have a great family and a great business and a great financial situation and feel great about yourself and travel the world and do whatever the heck it is you want, but you need to dig those dreams out right now. I want you to start picturing, what is it that you really want? Why are you really doing this? Really? Is it for any of those people sitting around you? Do you want to make any of them proud of you? Do you want to prove all of them they were right? Do you want to do wonderful things for your children? Do you want your children to know they can do anything in life because you've done anything in your life? God made you and believes in you. He's around you all the time. He wants to bless you. He wants you to do great work for people. The more you carry him with you into your phone calls and your meetings and the interactions with people, the more he'll bless them. There'll be setbacks. There's going to be people being mean to you. That's all part of the process. That's part of the jockstrap. That's part of the best day of your life, worst day of your life stuff. But let me just tell you something. You can't get there unless you invite those people with you. Now, are you willing to do the ugly, by the way? You know what the ugly is, right? The ugly is doing all the stuff that people who lose aren't willing to do. You gotta make those phone calls. You gotta see people. You're gonna have to put up with some rejection. You gotta put yourself in an uncomfortable place. Listen to me. Do it. Put yourself in an uncomfortable place. Don't negotiate it. Don't try to navigate it in your head. Negotiation, you will lose. Okay? Unrealistic people rule the world. Quit trying to be so daggum realistic. Okay? Remember this. Weird, rich, normal, poor. Can you remember that? Say yes. Get a little goofy. Look at Cardone. He's a complete whack job, just so you know. You gotta get a little road dog in you. People are looking for leaders. People are looking for you. They don't know it yet, but they're looking for someone who will love them. Introduce them into people that can change their life. Believe in them. Care about them. Tell them the truth. This company stands for something good. We do what's right for families. You should be proud of it. We do great work every day out there, changing lives across the kitchen table, conversations at a Starbucks, a meeting at a convention, a conversation across someone's kitchen table that changes lives. Every single time, it changes lives. I recruited Charlie A. on that military base that he drove by on the way to Pelican Hill. On the base, he was in full fatigues. Rich Thawley walked me around his vineyard. I was trying to recruit him. He recruited me, thank God. And guess what? I found someone. I went, I'm not kidding you. I went, he's like Rod. He sees it. He's like my grandpa. He's like Papa. He sees me. He sees what I can be. He really cares about me. I want to be like him, and he cares about me. He was instantly my leader. And to this day he does. I'm looking at a text message, it's probably already there. I love you, I believe in you, it's the best you've ever done. Thank you. He always does it. He loves me. That's what a leader is. We're looking for those leaders. You gotta face your ray-rays in life. You gotta rise up. You gotta make your dreams a reality and live a damn masterpiece. You know this. Now, here's the thing. Couple things. You gotta make a decision. Listen to me. You gotta make a decision. What's the decision? What's the thing you came here for? Now we're at the moment. The clock is ticking. People say all the time, hey, life is short. Let me tell you something. Life can be long. You bury your dreams, you quit this, life gets long. See, time's relative. 2 minutes of you being with your sweetie, doing whatever you like to do with them, that can go by quick, right? What's about the last 2 minutes on a treadmill? Does that not seem like it goes by for like 4 hours, right? So if you're enjoying it, it's short. If it's painful, it's long. Life can be long. You want a life that feels like it's flying by. You want a life like I have right now where I go, can I just press pause? Can I just press pause? It's so good, it's so great, it's so rewarding, it's so awesome. But I don't really want to press pause because I know it can get better. So what's the decision? What have you been sitting on? What is it? Is it people are texting me, hey Ed, I submitted my resignation last night, I'm coming full time, I walked away from a 6-figure job. Is that the decision? Is it the decision to finally get serious? Is the decision to get licensed? Is the decision to stop worrying about what people think? Is the decision to become a great closer? Is the decision to something in a relationship you have you need to get out or into and shake it? Is the decision to get off of some drug or alcohol you're on? What's the decision? Right now, what is it? Be honest with yourself. What's the decision? You know what it is. It's sitting right in front of you. You knew it when you came in here, and now me and your family are bringing it back up. What's the decision? What have you been hesitating on? What are you afraid of? Face it. Right now, what do you need to decide? Is it getting aggressive? Is it believing in yourself? Is it reaching out to somebody? Is it a recruit you've missed? Is it coming full time? I don't know what it is for you. What's the decision? Maybe there's someone in your life that you need to get out of your life. Maybe there's someone you need in it, and you need to tell them you love them and get them back in it. I don't know. But I know this. It's only a thought if you don't take an action. The difference between a thought and a decision is an action. So we know, and you know, you just decided, and you know what it is. You know what it is. You will have really decided if within this next hour you took some step towards it. Something. A note you write. a text you sent, a decision you've made, something you do that you follow up with the action to make it real. We will know that within this hour or in this moment. Maybe you just wrote it down. Boom. That's a step. Maybe you've scheduled it. Maybe you've put a date on it. Maybe you're feeling it right now. Maybe you can feel them talking to you right now about it, because they know too, because they love you. I want you to think about something real quick. See, there's a book being written about your life, isn't there? Someone somewhere is taking inventory of your life. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 10. You write your own book. And at any moment in your life, you can decide that you want to make this the new chapter. You're literally in your life, you can turn the page. And those previous chapters are your old book. It's like Old Testament, New Testament. Old story, new story. They're connected, they're related, but you can flip the page and you can have a whole new story. If you decide right now, I am literally turning, my breakthrough is I turn the page, and in this second, I start to write the best chapters of my life. You can decide to do that. It would be our honor, our privilege. Your life is precious to me. I prayed for you before I came out here. We love you. You can see the emotion on our faces. You matter. Many of us stopped doing this for money a long time ago. You matter. Your family, your life is our privilege to be involved with it. It's our honor to be any way connected with you. Not to do business with you, to do life with you. We want to help you write those chapters. We can help you see what it'll look like. We can give you a peek. But we can't do all the writing for you. You got to decide it. See, I hope you feel like the best chapters of your life are in front of you. I hope you got this sense sitting here right now that, my God, I think I'm changing. I think I'm going to make a shift. I think I'm going to a different life. I think I'm going to write a new chapter. I'm turning the page of my life. It's going to be the best time of my life. How many of you feel that way? Yes? Then guess what? You've had a breakthrough. You had a breakthrough. That's why you came here, was to get to this second, this moment. Now, in that moment, listen close. Can you hear them? What are they telling you? What are they telling you? What are those people telling you? They love you. They believe in you. They're proud of you. They want you to honor them. They'll be with you all the way. They want you to write those best chapters of your life. See, they know how magnificent your life's supposed to be. They've always seen you since you were a little boy or a little girl. In the Lord's case, before you even came here, He's always seen you in the highest, most possible great version of you. And they want you to do it. I promise you, if you listen, they're whispering words to you of encouragement. You can feel it. You can feel the belief. You can feel the faith. You can feel you turning the page. You can feel the breakthrough. I hope that you feel that in your heart. I hope this experience this week has been life-altering for you. We love you. We believe in you. And we want to help you write the best chapters, seriously, of your life. It's going to be our blessing and our honor. God bless all of you.